Shalom, shalom.
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 Hey, first and foremost, as always, we'd like to start off giving all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to
Yahweh,
Yahawah,
BAHASHAM,
BAHASHAM,
YAHAWASHI,
YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM,
BAHASHAM,
HAQADASH.
HAQADASH.
Double honors to our apostles, elders, and bishops, great millstone, rule well, teaching on sound doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect, right? The 144,000, the large multitude of men, women, and children, that the Lord will have mercy on in these perilous times, meaning dangerous times that we're living in and we're currently moving into, man. All right, your brothers from Jim, that's Cleveland branch, right? With the brothers Zariah Allah from the Virginia camp, man, the Virginia church, you know, just real, we about to go to class and just conversating in the spirit, you know what I'm saying, about the hot topic, no pun intended, uh, but it is a hot topic, dealing with Babylon the Great, you know what I'm saying, because you just had another omen happen where the arm, which was also more spiritual, you know, because or more showing you that we are that much closer, I should say, because the other omens that we're referring to was you had the one guy who set himself ablaze. I want to say New York or somewhere of that fact just recently running through the street.
I was in London.
London, that's what it is. The water, London. He was in London, you know,
Hmm.
and London is aligned with the beast,
God,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Finance.
the
you
financial
know,
part.
right?
Unclean
Which
spirits.
which is right, the three frogs, right? The three unclean spirits, which is spiritual too, because it's symbolic for his system in itself, his financial structure. You know that you had that all happen around the same time. You
Mm-hmm.
had the dude running through London with the blaze, and then you also had the army soldier
Hmm.
who's over there in the so-called Middle East set himself ablaze, right? But the one I was referring to go with it is the one who was in front of the White House probably like a year or two ago, in front of the White House, and he had on his shirt USA.
Hmm.
So these are all omens. Uh, Matter of fact,
I got the word omen.
man, let's go, man. Bring it out.
This is the word omen in the etymon. It says casual event or occurrence supposed to portend good or evil. And it
Mhm.
says for bonding. It says to give an indication of the future.
Right, to give indication of the future. That's what an omen is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord is sending omens. The Lord often talk about signs,
Mm-hmm.
right, and start, watching for
Mm-hmm.
the signs that this is how we know what's coming next. Pursuing the many scriptures, main one I'm thinking about is Second Ezra,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, when you see an omen, he just read that it's an indication of something that's going to come in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So if we telling you that the army soldier, the man with the USA shirt, and then the guy in London, all right, all symbolic with the downfall of this man's system and him himself, that's proof that the prophecies are still living and that they're gonna come to pass, man. You see? So the soldier that set himself on of a blaze, he was shouting "Free Palestine." You know, he had made mention of the colonizers. He's talking about himself. You know, because Esau know who he is. You know, the low level Edomites, it's those individuals who are soft, the ones that do something like that. And an elite Edomite, he'd never do nothing like that. You know, the guy that set himself ablaze, he was just an average Edomite that didn't get partake in the riches of his kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming in this mushy spirit like all free Palestine, but really he was in the right spirit as an Edomite. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, conquering that area and doing what he was created to do. You see, because the Esau Edomite naturally wouldn't feel sorry for something like that. You know, it's just he's confused. He don't know what's going on. But the point is that you got these omens upon Babylon because this is your future, man. Fire is promised to you, man. Y'all got it.
If I could get this
Yep.
definition, because the word omen said a indication of the future. Now, when you
Hmm.
go into the etymon for indication, it says a sign that which indicates. It says indicating. It says to proclaim, and it also goes into valuation. Let me look that up too. Wow, Salaki. Also goes into never mind. But yeah, so it's a sign, So the Lord has show many different signs to show us the things that are to come. You got the sign of the MOTB. with the Amazon Go, when you got the scanless pay, that's a sign of letting you know that this is going to be basically implemented into the system. E like to throw out these movies like The Purge and so on and so forth. He's letting you know that this is an indication that, hey, this is going to come to pass in Jacob's trouble. If Jacob's trouble was to happen, this was something that it would look like, you know. And these are simple signs that the common people in Babylon are not paying attention to. But you got the men of the Lord that are paying attention, watching out for prophecy and speaking about these things, and correlating it back to the scriptures.
Yeah, I got a precept. This is Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So these are indications that the Lord is visiting in the world, because you not just have the omens happening, omens. You have the actual signs in which this is about to go expressed, which is therefore when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Those are also signs. Blood moons. These are not natural phenomenons. These are things that are indications of something that's about to take place in the future. The blood moons, the different eclipses and stuff. And so forth. It says, then shalt thou will understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, because he said he created the wicked for the day of evil. So that was something that was declared from the beginning, because the day of evil haven't came yet. So he already declared the ones that fall in that lot for that day. And these are signs that we're close unto that day. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. So now the end is here. You see the end manifested. So now you finally see the worlds combining the realms. To say one realm against another. You see the more spiritual activity in the physical plane now more so than ever. It says people seeing, that's with the apparitions and shit like that. People are seeing more apparitions now. More strange things are happening that people can't put their finger on. Shit, the fact that there's more chariot presence is a spiritual thing in the physical world. It says, even so, the times also of the highest have, right. It talk about it being a curse of the earth. The chariots, it's a curse unto the earth because it's a spiritual thing, right? The earth is it dwells in the physical realm, meaning according to the flesh, the ways of the physical. So when the spiritual things happen, it's a curse unto that. It's a burden unto the physical things because it pushes it out the way. You know what I'm saying? So the men that uphold that vibration are here today. And it says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And those men are proclaiming those signs, you know what I'm saying, in the marketplaces and in various places, man. You got it out. Oh yeah, grab that real quick.
He has some,
With the Revelation.
Yeah, Revelations. Because Babylon the Great is likened to a whore, man. And a whore sleeps with many people, right? For what? Profit. Esau Edom, she slept with the whole world via these kings of these different nations, and for profit, for gain, for whatever. And the fact that she had multiple partners, right, shows you she's a whore. But it's something that the Lord has deemed in accordance to our law that you're supposed to do with when somebody plays a whore, when she's a daughter of a priest, So Babylon the Great is likened to that whore, and that's what these omens are about. The future of America, man, the future of Babylon, right? Which is proclaimed, right? Before meaning before claim, right? Which is stated before, right, from the heavens above about your future, man. Your promise is a fire, man, to be consumed by fire. Go ahead, Art.
This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Going into the 10 horns being the 10 common markets known today as the EU, which is European nations. They all Edomites. Okay, and it's gonna come to a point where they're gonna turn against America. It's gonna be a breach in a confederacy, so to speak. And you already see that. You've been seeing that over the past couple years with France, and different countries over there in Europe saying that they no longer a part of the NATO, and them going against the sanctions that America put out. So you already see the sign that this is going to happen.
Right, because that's a key piece to it all, because these individuals are going to shoot at her. They're going to come against the whore, like you just said. You know what I'm saying? So that's a sign that we're getting ready. This whore is getting ready to be devoured by her lovers, man. The one she was in bed with, because don't nobody stay. You don't make a whore a housewife. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody stay with a whore forever. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, a whore is being used too by the opposing party. And now the nations are fed up. Now they don't have no more use for her. She wore out. It's like she old, and just there's none you have. There's no value in your whoredom no more, man. It's like it's played out. So now these niggas like, let's depart from her and let's go let's get another one. Let's go do this. Let's do this our way. We're gonna do it our way. And that's the detaching of the nations from Babylon, which is America. That's the detaching, which now is going to cause America to have to react to certain things, try to sanction this person and try to do certain things that's going to upset other alliances that they have, which them too are going to say, you know what, they were white, and they're going to all aim at this place. Go ahead, you got a precept?
No, I had one to land back on the point that you had made earlier, concerning the.
Oh yeah, you got that Leviticus real quick.
Yeah, he can grab that.
Oh yeah, okay, con. Salaki.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 21, and verse 9. And the daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father, she shall be burnt with fire.
Right. Right. And remember, Esau Edom took on the ways of the Lord. Yeah. Remember, he took the covenant in his mouth. So therefore, he got to get the judgment of the covenant too.
Because Esau Edom, he also is playing the role of a left-hand priest.
Yep.
They offer up sacrifices unto Baphomet, which is ultimately Baal, Satan.
Yep,
like
the same.
Like for example, going back to what they had going on at the WEF, they had an actual witch on stage. Why? Because they is the left-hand priesthood.
Yep. Exactly. No, Wisdom of Solomon 12 show you that. Not is it 12? Is it yeah, I think it's 12. By doing the most odious works of witchcraft. But the point is that, yeah, so they got a priesthood on the left hand side, and they took the covenant in their mouth. So they got to get the judgment of the covenant when you break it. And America itself is that whore that we've been going into that played the harlot. So therefore, you gotta what? Did you read that right? The end part, you gotta burn it with fire.
Yeah, I'll read it again.
Yeah,
Leviticus chapter 21 verse 9. And the daughter of any priest, if she profaneth herself by playing the whore, which that's what America did. It spread its ways, its fornication upon the whole world through sleeping and being in bed with these different nations.
Right.
It said, if she profaneth herself by playing the whore, she profaneth her father, she shall be burnt with fire. So since that the daughter of that priest was playing the whore, and doing such things, it's a judgment behind that, and that judgment is to be burnt with fire. Which going back to what the brother opened up speaking about, how you got these different omens, the American soldier set himself on fire and things like that. That's just a telltale sign of what's to happen to America, because of all the witchcraft and wickedness America has partook in.
Exactly. Exactly. So her judgment is inevitable. It's going to be exactly that, because that's what the Lord. Remember, the Lord that's the law that the Lord lived by. And so she's a whore. She has to be judged that way. There's no other way to judge it. So the Lord had to allow the wickedness make sense here to be able to judge it the way that He needs to judge it, man. You got it out.
Yeah, that's the spirit that he mentioned that, because that was ultimately what I was thinking. That man that was in that military uniform, he was an Edomite. Him being burned up was exactly like the brother said, a sign showing that what these Edomites are going to be burnt up. America is going to be burnt up. So this is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven."
There you go.
"And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch."
Woo!
So all the wicked, they're going to be burnt up, man. You know, their judgment is this fire, man, that the Lord is getting ready to bring via those missiles, man. You
Con,
know,
I got a precept for you then. This is Isaiah in the NLT. This is Isaiah 47.
What verse you want me to read?
You there?
Yeah,
Oh, let's go, man. Let's start at you can start at like 9 or 10.
that's the spirit. It's Isaiah chapter 47, and I'm gonna start at verse 8.
All right. In the NLT.
Yep, it says, "Listen to this, you pleasure-loving kingdom,
Mm,
living at ease and feeling secure."
right. So when you live in pleasure, you doing with your own thing. You living doing your own will. And like the spirit keep having me bring out 2 Maccabees 7 and 16, because that's what one of the sons, the fifth son, said to Antiochus about. He said, "You do as thou wilt." He said, "Thou art corruptible."
Mm.
So doing what you will brings corruption. It's no order and no structure. It's death. So living in pleasures, right, brings death. She that live in pleasure is what? Dead while she liveth. You know, so that's doing what you will. It brings corruption, and that's why this place has to go. You got it out.
It says, "You say, I am the only one, and there is no other."
So ultimately, doing what you will pushes pushes the concept out of someone ruling over you. You see, now you're God. You know, you don't have nothing above you. You see what I'm saying? And which brings in pride because you depart from your maker. You know what I'm saying? Because doing what you want for so long, you gain this knowledge, you gain this, and now you puff it up. You know, and now your mind is at a certain level where nigga can't tell you nothing. It's just only way to get rid of you is just to get rid of you. I would say to fix you is to get rid of you, and that's what the Lord got to bring to America. You got it out.
It says, "I will never be a widow or lose my children."
See, pride.
Thinking that these other nations will never forsake America.
Right. Well, you keep doing a nigga dirty, eventually the nigga gonna get fed up, sick of that, man. Exactly. It don't matter who it is, you know. Nigga gonna get fed up, man. You hear stories about that all the time. A woman, she didn't kill the other because he was beating her every day, or the kid lit the house on fire because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, when they actually keep getting picked at, they react, man. You poke the bear, he gonna fucking react.
It's a snowball effect.
Right.
You know, the problem gets worse and worse, or bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Right. Exactly.
In verse 9, in the NLT, it says, "Well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children." Because not only is these other nations going to forsake America, but they also going to help destroy America and all the Babylonians over here. It says, "Yea, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic."
Right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
I'll say, because the point of Esau Edom doing all this different witchcraft and magic and the goddamn apple pros and things like that is to try to keep his kingdom intact, to try to keep his kingdom going. But even though he's doing all this witchcraft, it's still gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear fire.
Because Esau is so prideful that he's not even willing to admit that the father is giving power to the left hand side. So when he go to try to go to the left hand side for power, it's not going to be there because the one who's giving it power is the one you're coming against. So they're not going to be at that. They're not going to help you when you need it the most. It helped you get to where you needed to be in your kingdom for other things to happen, for prophecy, for your demise, destruction, and for our elevation. That's it. So when you call upon these wizards, bro, they're not going to be for you. You know, they was doing the same thing in Egypt, you know, trying to call on them familiar spirits to try to combat the men of the Lord. Well, you got to remember, this time YAHAWASHI is coming, and he's not meeting you as a man. So it's going to be a whole different dynamic, according to this modern day Pharaoh. You're not going to be able to go back to the certain things and even woo the people like, oh, this is this or this or that. You see, because once we get to that point, it's a wrap. It's gonna have to be a quick process, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 10, Isaiah 47:10, NOT. "You felt secure in your wickedness.
Yeah.
No one sees me, you said. With your wisdom and knowledge have led you astray. You say, I am the only one and there is no other."
Keep going.
"So disaster will overtake you and you won't be able to charm it away."
Right.
It says, "Calamity will fall upon you and you won't be able to buy your way out. A catastrophe will strike you suddenly, one for which you are not prepared."
Right. He's not prepared for what's coming, even though he knows what's coming, he's not prepared for it. Why do you think he built nuclear weapons? It was to fight against the Lord. You think that was like what? This nigga is prepared. He's preparing to fight the Lord. That's what this is all about. You know, that's why he joined. That's really why he joined alliances with all these other nations too, so he could have a bigger military. and at the same time fulfill his purpose to get to be on top of them. So this nigga ain't, bro. It was all to come against the Lord. He always did that shit. When my father died, I'm gonna get my brother Jacob. He always plotted against the righteous side, man. Keep going on that. Go to the part. I think it's probably like the next verse or so. It talk about the fire.
I'm gonna read it, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 47:14. It says, "Behold, they shall be as stubble." Well, I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, "Thou art weary in a multitude of thy counsels." I'm reading NLT Salak. It says, "All the advice you receive has made you tired." Talk about all the advice from the left hand spirits that they go to. It says, "Where are all your astrologers, those stargazers who make predictions each month?
Right.
Let them stand up and save you from what the future holds."
Mm.
And that's the Lord talking his shit, because ultimately these left hand priests, so to speak, these witches and warlocks, they won't be able to save you from what's coming.
Right.
It says, "But they are like straw burning in a fire. They cannot save themselves from the flame."
Yeah. So that's the point. America's not gonna be able to save itself from the flame. Showing you the omens. The omens is proof of that. The fact that that's happening. Esau can't stop that. He can't stop a nigga. That was an arm. They couldn't stop him. That army dude, they couldn't stop him, man. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. So you're not gonna be able to get your way. You're not gonna be able to get out of the flame of this place, man. This place have to go up in flames, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some closers?
It's a little more in the verse.
Yeah, con.
It says, "You will get no help from them at all. Their hearth is no place to sit for warmth." So like we just going into, the left hand side is not going to be able to aid Esau Edom or save Esau Edom from the destruction to come. It's actually help lead him into that destruction, because as we were just reading, all this is about to come upon America due to the witchcraft, the sorcery, the rape, rob, and murder of the Israelites, and so on and so forth that took place.
Con.
You
got one.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I'm gonna just go straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it kind of ties into what y'all were going to, as far as Eve basically trying to gather up all these nations, together to fight against him. That's why he like to show all these, in the superhero movie, he want to talk about the chariots and the aliens, and how like all of us have to come together to fight against this alien, or so on and so forth, saying, to protect their planet. But we know that those so-called aliens, those are the angels. That's the Lord's, host to redeem the elect from the destruction that's going to come to Babylon the Great.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Second Esdras 13, and I'll go to verse 11. It says, "And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight." That multitude going into all these other nations. Okay, predominantly Esau, Edom, right? Because they're the ones who's proud and wicked and wants to fight against YAHWASHI, YAHWASHI. And it says, "And burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid." So the Lord brought these other nations to dust, man, using the chariots, okay, the fire coming out of those chariots, and these nuclear weapons, man.
And the concentrated beams from the chariots,
Mm-hmm.
the mouth of the chariots. You know what I'm saying? And like your brother said, the ICBM missiles, which are those arrows that gonna be shot from the one end of the earth to this place, right? From various nations, man. Even the ones he's allied with. Why? Because the least of the flock has drove him out, drew him to the front line. Now you can't. Now he not hiding no more. The general not in the back no more. He in the front, and he gonna get taken out, man. I got one. You got one?
Yeah, come on.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 66 and 16, I'm sorry, 15. "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire." So Esau Edom is about to rebuke him for all his wicked inventions, all his witchcraft and deceit and lies. And how's he gonna rebuke him? The brother just read in Second Ezra 13th chapter, when the Lord come back with that fathership, and as well with the army of heavens, which is the angels. Okay, the Lord is gonna actually send. It's going to actually be laser beams coming from the chariots on top of the thermonuclear fire.
Mm-hmm.
In verse 16, it says, "For by fire and by his sword," and the sword being the missiles, "for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh." You go into the word plead, it means to judge. So the Lord is going to bring judgment through fire.
Yep.
Yeah,
Beautiful, bro.
And it says, and the slain of the Lord shall be
That's the
many.
spirit. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
The slain of the Lord should be many.
Many.
You know, it's talking about the second death, the lake of fire, and that's what this is the place that's going to uphold that vibration, right? It's the lake of fire, which is America, man. You know, the red, white, and blue. It's going to be the example of what not to be ever. So to the point the Lord is never going to have this place inhabited again, man. You got to ask yourself, damn, I live here. If you saying that and I live here, well, how do I? Yeah, you know, it's only one way to get out of this, man. It's through YAHAWASHI. You got to be called, not just chosen. You got to be called to be one of his elected, man. But this is Revelations 18:8. Therefore, shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Most High, YAHWASHI, who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication, live deliciously with her, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing far off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. See that? So there you have it. Everybody's going to see this. It's going to be televised. We're seeing the omens now being televised over in the so-called Middle East. That's why the internet was created, so the Lord can so the prophecies can be true. Because how else were we going to see certain things that was taking place in other parts? You know, the Lord gave us eyes everywhere to see everything, man. You know, through his eyes, through his vibration, man, through his power and his might, right, through the Holy Spirit. So that y'all got anything else? So yeah, Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying, man. You know what I'm saying? What's the title again? Omen upon Babylon. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gonna keep giving us signs, and we're very, very close to this place being taken out. Like I said, the army guy did that to himself. You know what I'm saying? And that's a step further than the USA shirt guy running up to the White House or the guy running in London. That's a step further, because that's his angels. That's how he fight. That's his backbone to his system, his military, you know, so he could keep, you know, predators out and keep his influence elsewhere. He'd send his military off to give out aid and this jabber dabber do, or go give water. His military is the foot.
Exactly.
You know, so if you take that out the way, it's over with, you know, as well as his finances. So there, because you have, we could go on and on, but Lord, when it's edifying, we like to give all honor and glory and praise and worship to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. And double honors to our apostle, elders, a great millstone, we will teach you on sound doctrine. Until next time, call y'all, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.